Hello, and welcome to another episode of Crossing Bridges Talk Show. I'm your host, Larry Montgomery Sr. This is my co host, Will. Will, introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. I'm William Montgomery. It's a pleasure to be here.
And we have Jeanette, our special guest host.
Hello,
Introduce
everybody. It's a
yourself.
pleasure. Hi, I'm Jeanette, and it's always a pleasure to be here.
And we have our new in studio field agent, Kimmy. Kimmy, introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kimmy Van Bar, and I'm happy to be here again.
Right, we brought her in from outside because she was on time this time. Usually leave her stand at the door trying to get in. Where she at?
I'm
Well,
just
there's been a
waiting for the demotion so I can get promoted. Yeah.
You praying on my downfall.
No, I'm not playing.
Kimmy's
I'm
moving up.
playing. That's your
Moving
downfall,
on
not
up.
mine. And your
Kimmy's
last
moving up.
name ain't Jefferson. Your last name ain't Jefferson. So shit.
Well, anyway, this week we want to talk about a couple of things. First, our main topic, which is the riots in Memphis in 1866 and why they're important to Black history and American history, matter of fact. And then, secondly, we have some I guess you would call breaking news, even though it's probably already broke earlier this week. But we thought there was some topics that might be of interest that we can, kick around a little bit. But first, we have to make an announcement. One of our sponsors called in and said that Jeanette had got a new car, so we wanted to talk about her. Uh, the sponsor was New York State Traffic Authority, and they're looking for her. They're trying to find her.
What's up? They're gonna have a hell of a hard time. Oh, shit. Shit.
So they're gonna track her down. Boy, you got that car now. What's up with that? Well, let's talk about Memphis in 1866. Anybody here from Memphis? I guess not. But uh, did anybody find anything out about Memphis 1866 and why it's important to us?
I did a little bit of research,
Well,
and
Let Kimmy
go ahead,
go
Kimmy.
first.
Go
Let
ahead.
Kimmy go.
Yeah, go ahead, Kimmy.
don't be hating. Don't be hating. Nah.
No, go-
The hate is real. But go on.
No,
For
but
sure.
it really is an iconic time in our history, a very important time in our history, because between that time period in Memphis, Tennessee, it was what you could say a massacre. There's been controversy about whether or not they should say it's a race riot or if it was actually a massacre. And a lot of African Americans, they estimated at least 46 African Americans were killed in the streets of Memphis, Tennessee, 3 days consecutively. And churches were burned down, schools were burned down, families were separated, Black African American women raped, house is just broken into, robbed. It's just really sad what happened, and you don't learn about this stuff at all in school. You don't hear about it. It's downplayed. And so the NAACP, along with another attorney, wanted to sort of like make a placard and make a marker in the city of Memphis, just to kind of just show, like, listen, this is a part of our history. This really happened. We're not going to downplay this. We're not going to act like this didn't happen. It happened. It affected a lot of African American people. So that's just a little bit of what I got from it. It also led to some other things in history, like the Reconstruction. I have a little bit of notes here for the Reconstruction of policies and the 14th Amendment as well. So it was a very sad time in Tennessee, but it helped sort of to help freed slaves gain citizenship within the United States, and and some other things. But amongst that, it was just a very sad time in history. And that was from May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in Memphis, Tennessee. So we should definitely shed some light on that because we were really affected by that. Our people were affected by that.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Will, did you have any comments, thoughts, observations?
Well, I mean, like she said, I mean, that's something that's not taught in school. And the conversation needs to be held and the information needs to be put out there because, like I said, and you have to know your history in order to have to be able to survive and go into the future. You know, your future is based on what you learned in the past. So the more you learn and the more you can process, you know, the hurdles and the pitfalls that's out there, and you can learn from how to, you know, be better, do better, and avoid some of that stuff or prevent it altogether. And that's usually the right way to go about is preventing stuff like that from happening.
Jeanette?
Well,
Hello?
you know what? I can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. You got to say something, though.
It was a massacre. It was a massacre, and you know, they said like 40, I think 40 blacks died, and it was a numerous amount that was hurt, and children and kids and things of that nature. But and they disarmed the black people, so they didn't have no defense. You know, General Stone or Stone something, did that as far as them trying to the immigration thing. But I don't understand. I think the Rosewood thing was worse than the Tennessee event, you know. And you don't hear too much about the Rosewood thing. I mean, they chased these people from their homes, you know, hundreds of kids and mothers and fathers and things of that nature, you know. So that's what I really don't understand. But as far as the Tennessee thing, you know, they disarmed these black people so they didn't have no defense to defend themselves whatsoever. And I really didn't. I really can't get with that. But it was so much in slavery days and back in those years that the white man has done to black people, and so many has lost their lives and stuff like that for something very nonchalant, just ignorance, you know. So that kind of really saddens me. But to chase people from their homes and things of that nature and burn their homes down and just kill women and kids and have them in a big old ditch, just dead bodies of human people, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just really
Really sad.
sad. It's just really
Well,
sad.
Rosewood happened in 1923. Right now
Okay.
we're talking about 1866, but I understand your point. Um, we have a video clip that we're going to include in this episode, as we've been doing the last few weeks, which kind of summarize what I'm going to say here. In the late afternoon of May 1st of 1866, long boiling tensions between the residents of southern Memphis, Tennessee, erupted into a 3-day riot known as the Memphis Riot of 1866. The riot began when a white police officer attempted to arrest a black ex-soldier, and an estimated 50 blacks showed up to stop the police from jailing him. Accounts vary as to who began the shooting, but the altercation that ensued quickly involved more and more of the city. The victims initially were only black soldiers, but the violence quickly spread to other blacks living just south of Memphis who were attacked while their homes, schools, and churches were destroyed. White Northerners who worked as missionaries and school teachers in black schools were also targeted. Now, when we talk about George Stoneman, the commander, in an attempt to
Yes, George.
restore order, U.S. Army Commander George Stoneman ordered the black soldiers of the 3rd United States Colored Heavy Artillery Regiment back to Fort Pickering, just outside of the city, and they obeyed. Nonetheless, the violence continued throughout the night as the targets now became the black citizens in the city. Memphis police and firemen openly participated in the violence and looting, and as a result of the city's black citizens could not count on them to stop the attacks or put out the fires in the African American neighborhoods. The conflict stretched into a second day when Memphis Mayor John Park refused to request state or federal assistance. On the afternoon of the third day, General
Mm,
Stoneman declared martial law and sent black and white troops into the city to reestablish order. A lot of things in that one in those two paragraphs. Um, that was the time after Lincoln had been killed, and Lincoln had been killed because of a speech he had made. I mean, obviously, some of the other things that he was doing as far as um, slavery and after the Civil War. Um, he had to bring the country back together. You know, the North had won the war, and you know, to continue to wave that flag in front of people of the South wasn't going to help the situation as far as now that we got you in the corner here. You're going to have to agree to our terms because we won and you didn't.
mm,
And so now we got to bring these black people into the society. They were slaves and now it's time for them. They're no longer slaves, so we got to integrate them in. And that's what they call Reconstruction,
Mhm.
because there were a number of laws in place in the South as how blacks were to be treated. And so Reconstruction um, was kind of started after Lincoln, when Lincoln was still alive, but he really didn't have a formal plan. It's just the idea we need to do things differently now than what we were doing. And so Lincoln's one of his last speeches was, I believe, it was in somewhere in the South. He was talking about giving black people the right to vote. And I mean, that had already started happening in other states, but I'll, later on, I'll tell you what state it was. I have to look it back up. But anyway, 3 days later, he was shot. He was killed. You know, I mean, how do you bring the country back together when you have segregation, black people, white people, and only white people can vote?
Right.
That kind of thinking doesn't really make a lot of sense. And it was something that had to be accepted by the Southerners. Now, at
mm,
that particular time, the Republican Party was an advocate for um, Reconstruction, if you will. Doing things better, differently than what they were doing before, as far as slavery was concerned. And so, and I say that kind of tooth and cheek because nowadays in the 2020, 2021, 22, the Republican Party has a different attitude about blacks and whites. White supremacy pretty much is now the leading ideal in the Republican Party. Not all Republicans are that way, but there are a number of them who are pushing that particular agenda. So we're not, we really haven't come that far from slavery days in over 160 some odd years. Okay.
yeah.
What was interesting, though, and it's pointed out in the article, I mean, the clip that we're going to put up about Irish Americans. Now, back then in 1866, and pretty much today, you find a lot of Irish Americans who are in public service, who are policemen and firemen. And so it's interesting that when the stuff started to hit the fan in 1866, these people chose their personal agenda over the job that they were being paid to do.
Yeah.
And so here we are now in 2021, 22, with a lot of white Irish police officers out there with that same mentality.
Mentality.
160 something years later, still you can't fix stupid.
No.
Okay. So,
You
anyway,
can't.
are there any other comments that would like to be made before we go on to the next topic?
Just to address the thing that was kind of glossed over. I mean, you mentioned that the Republican Party was, for Reconstruction, but you didn't mention that the opposing party was the almighty Democrat Party. That all these things with Black Lives Matter, saying that the country being irredeemably racist. If the original party of slavery was the Democrat Party, kind of find it difficult to associate with a party that was for slavery.
Not quite clear on your point, but I can understand that we all have to understand that today's thinking, under whatever flag or label it is, may not necessarily be the same thinking tomorrow. And clearly, when we look back at 1866 and the Republican Party standing up for human rights, if you will, and now we see in 2021 the Republican Party pushing an agenda that is separatist. So things change. It ain't personal. Things change, but people, is the ones that people make it happen, right? And so if the majority of people are on one side of the coin, then that's the agenda that we're all going to have to try to deal with. May not be happy with it, but we're going to have to deal with it. When the coin turns the other way, and the ideals that you want to bring forth or that make you comfortable or whatever, you're the one in the driver's seat. That's what democracy is. Unfortunately, it does have that from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum latitude. Okay.
Well, how about you said latitude? How about longitude?
Yeah. Strahan just came back, so that would be longitude.
Okay.
I don't know how important that is, but it's good that you brought it up.
Yeah. I had to put that in, Yeah.
But, I thought you'd be the one bringing up the topic of Smollett.
Smollett.
Oh man, I just tore that man's name up.
What?
I gotta get a spell check over
Jussie Smollett, the guy who staged his
verdict
attack. Yeah, his attack. The guy from Empire, the actor from Empire who staged his attack and said that guys attacked him and beat him up and stuff.
Oh, I don't get into nothing, the fairy tale stuff, and with the fairy tale, with the fairies. I don't get into that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna hear about that.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Well, to gloss over that part of it, let's get back to the whole point of this situation. Someone was trying to create his own publicity campaign, which, he did get a campaign going. This has been going on for almost 2 years now, and it finally came to an end, supposedly. A lot of public dollars have been put into this, and I don't know how good the impact is going to be on his career. I don't know anybody's going to want to put it in front of a camera until people start to forget about this.
Who would want? I mean, the young lady man has a wonderful voice. I mean, who will want to give them a contract to say that you may sabotage it, to say that, you signed for this, but it wasn't that or whatever, for you to create something so stupid in your mind or whatever, to do something like to ruin this whole beautiful thing. And I was beginning to like it, Cookie and the whole nine, you know, you rolling and stuff, and Lucius with one leg and shit. And I'm trying to figure out how they got this damn thing on his leg, and I know this nigga got two legs, and you know, and all this, and you just gonna stroll down the street in Manhattan at 3 o'clock in the morning and go into a Starbucks and get attacked, you know.
Right.
This is it was just ridiculous, and you only messed up yourself and the other little dude, your little brother, and the little crazy. No, I seen the crazy guy that blew up his father's foot, yeah, leg or whatever. He doing little shows here and there, but Cookie gonna always be straight. You know what I'm saying? But but, but you done. You done.
Yeah.
Your goose is burnt.
He almost
It's
had me
burnt.
too. I felt so bad for him. He
It's
almost had
burnt.
me. Like I was really convinced.
I
Hey,
didn't
hey,
feel bad for it at all because I said you as an actress and in your legal life walking down the street in Manhattan at 3 o'clock in the morning, going to get a coffee. I didn't fall for that whatsoever. You know, hell no. I
hey,
could see if he would call me up and ask me, could I meet him or walk him down there? Hell, I would have went and got the coffee for him and brought it back. You know, you coming up with this old dramatic stuff or whatever, and these two chaotic karate fools done told on you. You know, and I just don't get the logic of it. You
hey,
Well,
know,
we need to stop jumping on Juicy Smollett. You know,
I'm, I, I
nice.
mean, my birthday, by the grace of God, is coming up in March. I may be able to afford to pay for him to come sing for me right now.
You're gonna be singing and sing.
I think they're talking about giving him probation. Um,
Yeah. Mm.
I mean, there really is little value to what he did. The effort to get more publicity for himself and raise his
He
ratings.
had
It's
all the
just
publicity in the world.
He did. He
He
really
had
did.
all the publicity in the world.
He really did.
Handsome, two people in one, and
He has a nice voice. He really does. He has a nice voice.
beautiful
Yeah.
voice. I mean, you had it made in the shade, you know, or you
And he was
probably was
connected
too
with
much
the
in the sun,
and he was
you
connected
know.
with the right group of people. I mean, anybody who's riding close to Taraji P. Henson or what's the guy's name? Lucius.
Lucius.
I don't know his real name,
All
but
right.
Lucius.
Yeah,
Anybody who's riding close to them in their career are
yeah,
bound to, soar. So
yeah. Well,
he was
he
riding with the
sort of,
right people, but
yeah,
he messed himself up
yeah.
with that one.
He put his little pearls on and got the soaring, you know, and soared the wrong way, you know. Don't make no sense, you know. You
well,
don't pay
yeah.
these people off, and for what? For them to tell on you? I
Well,
mean,
anyway, that verdict came in, and they weren't out long to make the decision. I think they had coffee and a cream puff, and they came back and they said that you're guilty. Sorry,
Yeah.
you
yeah,
perpetrated a fraud.
yeah,
Now what? But anyway,
yeah.
I feel bad for him because it didn't work out the way that he thought it was going to work out.
I don't feel bad for him at all because it was stupid.
It
Because
was kind of
you
stupid
on
though.
TV, the part that's it's just stupid that you had everything that you would ever dream for, and you got
Hmm.
there. You got there. You wished for it. And you made it. You made it there. What extras did you need? You could have came to me. Hell, I would have pinched up a couple of my dollars out my disability check if you needed something. I mean, shit. Unless you let me, I've said, look, we have to make a deal. Let me on the set to see what y'all do or whatever. I can give you a couple of dollars. You could have did anything besides the stupid thing that you did. That was just plain stupid.
Well, now that
Yes.
we've heard your version, um,
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure that clearer minds will prevail going forward because he's not the first one to come up with a stupid stunt to get publicity and
It
it
was
didn't really
somebody
work
else
out
did
for him.
something. It was somebody
Yeah,
else did something.
that
I'm
happens
I'm
every other
I'm
year.
slacking. I'm slacking. I don't know. I don't want to know who else did something like this. Mm.
No,
Well,
I don't think it was exactly like that, but it was some
Oh,
other publicity stunts that really backfired and supposed to, trying to push their career forward. And you got to realize that the people that you're trying to get in front of, because you did this effort here and you want to be in
yeah,
front of a lot of people and you get your name out there, your name, if it doesn't work for you, your name is mud.
Yep.
And so how long is your name going to be in the mud before someone says, "Oh, let me give him another chance"? I mean,
Right.
Disney might give him a chance. He could do voiceovers for,
Yep.
something like
yeah.
that there.
You know,
But as
you
far
know
as getting your
what?
face in front of people again, it's everybody sees it. They're going to
Yep.
remember, what you did.
Yep.
So,
You know, you just
okay.
really brought something to my attention because I may try to come up with a stunt myself. Who knows? I may hit it to the top with my stunts. You know, hey,
Yeah.
he hit the bottom. I may be good enough to hit the top. So,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
yeah, I
I
could
think,
come up.
if you park your car in the living room over the weekend, that could get you on top.
And then I done left one crazy ass brother trying to get home. I don't want to hear nothing else.
You never know. It could work out for you.
Hell no. I may run over a couple of old people I don't like, and they will never believe that I made a mistake.
Right. I mean, that's why I
And
keep
then
telling you the DMV in New York is looking for you, but you lay low,
I'm gonna lay,
you'll be
I'm
all
gonna
right.
lay high. I'm gonna say I'm up for I'm always up for a chase. Matter of fact, I don't even run. I don't even run. I don't even walk fast. So I ain't running. Shit. Shit. That's no.
All right.
No, I ain't going
Now,
for that.
what we're going to have to do is, we're going to have our New Year's show. I forget when. Oh, let me look at the
It
calendar
should
here.
be It should be New Year's. I would
Well,
think.
New Year Day is on a Saturday, New
hmm
Year's Day. Are we going to be doing a show then or no?
I had to do
Well,
it
that
before then.
happens to be a special day as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Other
Yes.
than
It's
New Year's.
my youngest daughter's birthday.
It is?
Yes.
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 You're going to be 22?
Yes,
And a half.
absolutely. Yes, 22.
Mhm.
Deuce. That's right.
Just
Yes.
add that
You
other
know,
20 with the 22. Yeah. But anyway,
I was kind of, excuse me, let me get this in. I was a little pissed off because she came at 2:37, and I said, if your ass would have got here before 12 o'clock, I would have got that free government shit. Shit. I was trying to push
she,
her ass out. Yeah.
she was
I
late
ain't
again,
getting
huh?
nothing. Yeah. I'm trying to push her ass out. Yeah. Yeah, for real. For real. Yeah.
Oh, child
Yeah.
always late. Um, but anyway,
No.
we have to get a date to record the show in advance. And my point is, I want everybody to come up with a 5-minute story to demonstrate your personality. Now I know Jeanette is a news person, so she's up on all the issues and relevant topics. And then we have Kimmy, who's a clock person, so she can talk about that. And somebody got a phone on? So she can talk about that. Oh, I'm getting feedback. Uh-oh, I'm getting
Oh,
feedback here.
Jesse,
Oh, I'm getting feedback.
I'm on the show right now. I'll call you back.
You on where?
I'm on the show right now. I'll call you.
Okay.
All right, bye. Yeah, bye.
Live in effect.
Yeah,
Oh my God, what happened here?
we're gonna have
That's
to
my
hand out
brother-in-law. Okay.
some rules
Yeah.
and regulations. People,
I know. Yeah, this is Lord have
but
mercy.
anyway, um,
Well, I hope his wife is all right.
Mm.
yeah. Okay, so look, come up
Yeah.
with a 5-minute story, you know, to bring in the new year or
About
whatever.
what?
To bring in the new
About what?
year,
When you
to
you gonna
bring
have to give
in
me a personal show
the
by
new year,
myself.
to bring in the new year with whatever topic you could come up with. It'll be fine.
Well, I'm gonna tell you my topic right now. May the Lord still stand by me and keep me near the cross, and please, in the
Don't
name of
let you
Jesus,
stray.
don't let me stray. That's right, because I'm looking forward to look in His face and say, "Thank you, Lord, for allowing me to be on your green, good earth as long as you have allowed me to, and to welcome me into your kingdom." That's my story forever.
Mm.
That's right.
Amen.
Okay.
Mm.
So we have
That's
hers
right.
already recorded.
Yeah, yes,
In case you
yes.
want to
You have
embellish on
to
that,
do.
you still have the 5 minutes. We'll come up with a date
Oh,
during the week, and
mm,
we'll just record it, and we'll play it.
yeah,
Kimmy, I know
sure
she'll be
enough.
talking. Kimmy, I know she'll be talking about the contest she's going to win over at her apartment complex. Was
That's
that the
right.
Christmas
What
patio decorating contest?
That's right.
what you gonna put the dog out there? I ain't seen no damn
Yes,
decorations
I
when I
will.
was
I'll
there
put
before.
her kennel out there and all. Yep, light it
Mm.
up. That's right.
Listen,
No,
make sure
I'm
you take some
gonna
video
stand out there and pose.
beforehand.
No, bring me. I'm gonna stand out there and pose like this. You gonna get the top. You gonna get shit. You ain't gonna pay month for rent for a whole year. Shit. Let me come out there. You ain't gonna pay rent for a whole year. For real. Mm, for sure. Matter of fact,
Um,
I'll snap.
I don't know if scarecrows is in season,
Oh,
but okay. Yeah. But
I'll
can
see.
we take some
I'll
pictures
see.
before and after?
I will.
No, I'll see if I'm gonna plant some corn. If it start growing, I'm right up there. Bam. Yes, yes. I'm right there. Yeah.
Yeah, hire yourself out as Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember you had that other job there. Was it the chicken plucker?
Yeah, damn right. I still got my sharpener on my blade. Shit.
Yeah,
I still got all that. All
yeah.
that
Your
equipment.
license is still enforced.
I'm just waiting for Purdue to call me. Shit, you want the chicken sliced up, Purdue? Whoop whop. It's all this is done. Shit. I'll cut a chicken up for you that you never seen cut up before.
Well, we just left the rails, and now we got to come back.
Shit.
Anybody got a topic for next week? You know,
Mm.
or should I have to come up with something else? We could talk about Rosewood or some
Oh,
other
that would be
riot.
wonderful. That would be wonderful,
Talk about
Rosewood.
Rosewood.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rosewood.
Yes, that would
Rest
be.
in peace to Nick Cannon's son. I don't know if you guys heard. His son passed
w-
away.
No,
Who?
He
no.
had a Nick Cannon, the Wild 'N Out
Mariah,
TV.
Yeah,
Mariah Carey's ex-husband. His
yeah.
6-month-old child passed away. Rest in
Oh,
peace to
damn.
him.
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry to hear
had
that.
brain tumor.
Brain
Yeah.
tumor. Yeah.
Yeah,
May
Yeah.
God bless his heart and
Condolences out to the
soul.
family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
Condolences.
God needed another angel, another
Yeah.
smart angel. Yeah, yes, he needed
Yeah.
an angel. Yeah, may he
Well,
rest in peace.
I feel bad for the child and Nick. I mean, as a father, yeah, that's
Tough.
tragic.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah,
publicity behind it, I
Mhm.
can't get with.
Mhm.
I just
Right.
can't get with it.
Okay.
It is what it is. It's a
no,
family thing. It's a tragedy. But you
yeah,
got to put it on 24/7 Facebook and the show and all that kind of stuff. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
When is enough enough?
That's true. It
You
is a
know,
private matter. Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And not
I
everybody's
know.
going to feel the way you feel about it.
It really is.
Everybody got an opinion about it. And you put it out there and expose everybody to it. So it's just, it's a personal tragedy.
It is.
My son
Yeah.
passed. You know,
Mhm.
that's it. I ain't got nothing else to say about it. And I ain't coming to work.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So, you know, if I
Yes.
got a job where I got to show up, if
Yeah.
anybody in my family die, that's the job for me.
That's right.
Hmm.
I mean, that's all about the money. And I
I
mean, you
think
know,
he
if that's
made the
what if that's the
decision.
kind of person you are, then that's the kind of
Yeah.
person you are. Roll with it.
Mhm.
But don't come here with
Yeah.
all this other stuff, and that's what you really want to do is get the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so let's end on a pleasant note and say that let Will do his thing, his announcement.
Well, thank you all the viewers for viewing us today. We like to extend the invitation out to anybody that wants to recommend topics for us to discuss, or if they want to be a participant in the show, please send us a message in the comment, and we'll try to get that taken care of.
Okay, and we
All
will
right.
see you again next week right here, God willing, and the creek don't rise.
And the creek
All
don't rise.
right now. Yes, yes, yes.
God bless.
Good.
God bless
God
you all.
bless.